Hey guys, it's me, EODGamer here, and we're back with another video for Honkai Star Rail, and today I'm going to be actually teaching you how to clear World 4 and what is the build that I use. And it's very important that you guys want to clear this world, it's because once you clear this, right, you can actually go into here and start farming end game gear, which is like this golden tier. It's not like the best effect in the world, but it's pretty decent also, and especially considering that the main stat will be like the 5-star stat scaling. I think that you guys want to clear World 4 as quickly as you can, and this guide video I will be teaching you how to speed up your progress, and you can clear it even like with free to play units. So let's go ahead and first I'll talk about the character builds that I use. My healer, I'm running Natasha. I've done like build guide videos on her, but I'm just going to show you the stats that I have and the most important things. If you want more details in terms of how I build my characters, I've already done it on the channel as well. So I'm using post-op conversation, good healing as well. In terms of traces, I just level mostly the defensive one. I have her at Eidolon 6, but I don't think it makes a significant difference in terms of like her additional damage that she provides. In terms of relic, I'm running a 2-piece Ageless as well as a 4-piece Wandering Cloud just for the extra heal. I go more in depth in terms of like my character guide already. Fire MC, I'm running this light cone, which gives me a little bit more sustain for her. In terms of traces, I'm leveling everything throughout. And in terms of relics, I'm running a 2-piece Fleet of the Ageless as well as a 4-piece Guard of Wuthering Snow just for a bit more defensive position. I have no Eidolons for Fire MC yet, and that is my Fire MC. In terms of Esta here, I'm actually running Esta with this light cone dance. If you guys were watching my Esta build guide video, I actually switched to this one because it gives a lot more action advance, and now I have pretty good uptime on her burst, so I'm able to use this very effectively already. So every time she bursts, she pushes the whole team forward, and it keeps that Hun class cycling through their abilities as well. And in terms of traces here, I have them mostly leveled except her basic attack. She's not really shifted to like a DPS yet in terms of her role, and her gear I'm using is basically attack 12% as well as reduction of damage. Not really focusing too much on her, as long as she can get the main stat correct, that's all that I need. Eidolons, I have her at E1, and the most important thing was me to get her a good amount of speed boots and stuff, and distribute speed accordingly to the entire team. So my damage dealer and my main carry for this for most of my team videos, as you guys know, I'm a Dunheng main, so I'm actually running Dunheng with like 136 speed, which is very high, and the light code I'm using is his signature, so to speak, which is only silence remain, good amount of crit, good amounts of attack. In terms of relics, I'm running a 4-piece Wild Weed. I've just consolidated all the best gear and I slapped it on him. I got pretty lucky with the boots as well for 16 speed boots for Musketeer Wild Weed, and I'm running a 2-piece Sealing Station for a good amounts of attack, so very high amounts of attack. I have him at E3, and in terms of the amount of attack you can see is like 1394, very high compared to like my other characters who are like almost half of what the attack stat that he provides. Alright, so now let's talk in terms of the simulated universe, what are the buffs am I choosing and stuff like that. My main resonance path I chose is the Hun. I like the arrows falling from the sky, it does very good amounts of AoE damage. And my thought process when going down in terms of choosing all the buffs, I go with Preservation, Hun as well as Abundance, stuff that like my main team has, because I have Fire MC who's a Preservation class. My main damage dealer is Hun, so I want to go with Hun as well. So I'm looking for anything that increases speed, action, advance, damage reduction for sustainability and stuff like that. Pretty solid. I like the Hun for this field quite a lot because there's a lot of AoE mobs for this rotation as well, and I think it's pretty good. And in terms of like the Curios, I'm just focusing on similar things that are very synergetic with what are the buffs and the character play style I have. Not really too much because a lot of it is RNG as well, depending on what you can get. And now let's talk real quick in terms of like the boss strategy for tackling Svalrog that some of you might be struggling with. So the thing about fighting with Svalrog is you have to know that he has this arm that will appear that can actually capture your units, and that is very devastating, so you want to try to eliminate it as soon as you can. Here I was very lucky to get the Rain of Arrows appearing the moment the match start, which is a buff that I took one of the rounds for this round. So I'm just using it to clear off the mobs and just bursting him down with quite a bit of damage. I'm just going to like fast forward because at this point it's all just bungaing his like first phase. The harder part comes with the later phases when the arm is coming around, and that's the part that I want to like share more in detail with. And just before like the phase ends, don't go and waste your path resonance in terms of the buff on the side there, the arrow rains. Save it for the next round. As you can see, he always summons mobs when he enters a new phase. Then straight away you can cast your arrow rain and do a lot of damage on the side mobs already. One of the problems I face here is definitely that I don't have any weakness breaking in terms of these two enraged monsters also on the side. So I have to DPS them down. I don't have a way to like break them, and that is something that I knew going into this already that was going to be a problem. So I had to rely a lot on like pure damage and sustain, and that's why I like plan in terms of my strategy going in. I wanted to pick a lot of like preservation for sustain, some hunt ability as well, and a lot of protection to give me movement speed, action advance, as well as a lot of defensive ability. As you can see, I'm barely taking any damage from the monsters. It's not because I'm over leveled. As you know from the start of this video, it's like at the recommended level, and with free to play units means that technically recommended level is really a slight disadvantage as well, because most of the stat scaling 5 stars have it much better, and 4 stars don't really have fantastic stat scaling. Okay, so pretty much this fight is going to be the similar one. The hardest part is actually the last phase, and that's where the arms appear. I'm going to just fast forward real quick to the last phase. Okay, so this last phase is actually like the most important part of the entire fight. And notice that I saved like this arrow rain for the start, and super important because you want to burst down this arm as quickly as you can. So I just like invested in all my spells and stuff just to take it down. I knew that Dunheng was moving first, so he will be probably able to take it down with one full burst as far as his skill. And this portion, in terms of when the arm is down, your job is very simple. It's just to DPS as much as you can in that time period. But you need to take note of two things. You need to make sure that you don't waste your rain of arrows from the sky skill, and as well as try to keep like some burst ability. For example, if your main DPS is Dunheng, make sure you have his burst ready in case the arm comes out a second time. Usually, from what I experienced, if you can't burst him down fast enough, there will be usually twice he will summon the arms, one at the start and one at the end. And the reason why I'm saying, like, why do I keep mentioning this arm? This mechanical arm that he summons actually grabs one of your units. You might have experienced it from the storyline already. And when the arm grabs your unit, it could be your DPS, it could be your healer as well. And if that's the case, you will most likely lose that round already if you lose a significant amount of your sustain or damage to kill him off as well. So that is why this phase is a really tricky one to use. As you can see here, I made a little bit of a mistake. I committed the ultimate from Dunheng a bit too early, and he's out of energy. So as you can see, I'm trying to do like as much AoE damage as I can with like my abilities, but I'm running a triple support into a 1 DPS comp here, and it's not enough to burst down the arm, as you will see. So I was very lucky in terms of the arm. I'm just using all my spells right here because whoever they take, at least I have already used all their ultimate ability and it doesn't really affect my run. As you can see, I'm hesitating and thinking what to do, so I just removed the debuff on Natasha herself, and thankfully the mechanical arm had a malfunction of sorts in terms of the mechanics of the monster, and I just could quickly take it down. But if it took the wrong unit, for example if they took Dunheng, it could have easily ended in a problematic run, even though there's like 3% HP left. So those are some things that I'm considering also. Do leave a like and subscribe if you found this video helpful, and check out these 2 other videos which I think you might be interested in as well. Thank you so much for watching, and see you in the next video.